So Ian and I were having a chat at lunchtime, and he was telling me about something he'd been grappling with. And I just thought it was one of those things that for me really resonated with how I get lost from time to time, and that I thought might have a resonance for other people in the room. So what I wanted to do is get Ian up here and invite him to tell us a little bit about what he's been grappling with, or however he wants to express it. And then we might just explore it a little bit.
Sure. Okay.
So would you give us, the thumbnail sketch?
So
no more than you gave me.
Yeah. So basically, we're talking about how some of the things, particularly since the Garrett course, great. I really picked my thinking up, and it's in great shape. But other dimensions of my life, particularly when I'm thinking about career and what I'm going to do in the future, I just get lost in my thinking completely. And I continue, even despite everything that we've been learning over the last few months, just to get lost in my thinking. And I tend just to try and think my way out of it. That just seems to be the place I always go to. And I just always just end up looping back round and just stay stuck, I guess, really. And it's not just never seem to get any traction. I'm reminded of that metaphor where we talked about a car just spinning its wheels and doing more and more thinking and getting deeper and deeper into the mud, and that kind of that's how I feel about that particular topic still as we sit here today.
And the thing that occurred to me right away, and I love the spinning your wheels in the mud metaphor, and the thing that it doesn't necessarily include in the metaphor is you can go from the mud to being out of the mud like that. Isn't that nice to know?
Yeah, because when we were talking about it, I was saying I'd love to get clear on this in a few months' time.
Well, that was my kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, why would it take a few months? Because it was over the next few months. So it was clearly a long, incremental process of smidgen by smidgen clarity.
Yep.
And so one of my assumptions when I'm working with someone is that the only problem that they're actually experiencing is that they think that they're feeling something other than they're thinking. And so what does it look to you like you're feeling in this, because you said that you're stuck and you're spinning your wheels. Where does it look like those feelings of stuckness are coming from?
Oh, it's very much the outside world and circumstances. So it's kind of like things like shortage of money, time, all the circumstantial stuff you look at, your age, your skills, where I want to get to, and kind of like that all seems very real, and those circumstances just seem to really kind of box me in and close down my options.
How do they manage to do that?
Well, through the magic of my thought process, obviously.
Well, yeah. Well, let me ask you some more questions.
Sure.
Because, is it fair to, is this a case of, and I'm just trying to find out, is this a case of, sticking with what you're doing versus doing something else?
Yeah, that's probably a fair summary of it, yeah.
And is the something else what we might characterize as the unknown? Like it's something you haven't done before?
Totally, yeah.
Okay. So if it's unknown, how do you know that those things that you're talking about apply?
Well, I don't, because I can't read the future. I guess I'm making a judgment, an assessment of what I expect will happen. But I guess I've just completely contradicted myself there, haven't I? But yeah, I'm just guessing based on perhaps how well I've done at things in the past, or my reading of the outside world and the market or whatever else.
But we still agree that it's unknown territory. to
No,
you.
it's completely the unknown. Yeah.
Well, so in this moment, like it seems to me, in our idea of sometimes we're really lost in our thinking and sometimes we're seeing pretty clearly, and it seems to me like the thing that lets us know we're moving out of being lost in our thinking is it occurs to us that while it looks like we're feeling the market conditions or our past experience or our financial prospects or our age or whatever it might be, looks like we're feeling those things. But it occurs to us, what if we're not actually feeling those things, even though it looks like we are?
Yeah.
What if we're actually feeling thought in the moment? Has that occurred to you yet?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And what happened when that occurred to you?
Well, that was kind of like the moment when we did the demo with Garrett, and I did really feel that, and that's kind of the weird thing is that I've been able to. That seems to have kind of like installed itself, and I've used that. I haven't used it because you don't apply, but that just seems to have come to life for me in some parts of my life. And yet, in this particular dimension, this particular area, I just seem to have continue to experience my stuck thinking. Really,
Well, that makes sense to me.
yeah,
Because I guess until you see something differently about that area that's been stuck until now, you would continue to experience.
yeah. It's just how I've continued to experience it. Yeah.
So is it curious to you that you haven't started to experience that or started to notice the effects of it in that area yet?
Yeah, it is. I don't. I find this paradox between kind of. I suppose what I've been doing is continuing to think about it.
Well, yeah. So
rather than just leaving it alone, because it's in some areas it kind of we got there very quickly and it just wham bang, and that's great. And then this, yeah, I'm continuing to grind away at it. That's what I've been doing. Yeah.
Huh. Now this is interesting. Isn't that good? Like, do you see how Ian's smiling and like, on the one hand, I said, are you curious about the fact that you haven't started to notice the effects of the changes it's making in those areas yet? And he's like, yeah, but I'm still grinding away at it, but you're laughing. Are you puzzled that you're still grinding away at it? Is that curious to you?
I'm less puzzled than I was about a minute ago.